Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Fit Vegan podcast. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day. So today, I'm very excited about this episode because I'll basically be sharing a little bit more as to what is involved in the Fit Vegan Cutting Series 2.0. What are some of the protocols, the mindset that I had going into it, and how I'm approaching the whole transformation. So you guys that don't know me, my name is Maxime Sigouin. I'm the founder of Fit Vegan Coaching. And every single year, I do something called a Fit Vegan Cutting Series where I document my whole process of transformation for a total of 16 weeks at a minimum to sometimes 20 weeks, depending if I'm preparing for a photo shoot. So I'm basically right now at the end. I'm in the second week, of the Fit Vegan Cutting Series. Just trying to think of when the podcast is going to go live versus when I'm recording it. So I'm basically in the second week of the Fit Vegan Cutting Series. So we wrapped up the first one. So every single year, I like to do a cut just to be able to document the process and kind of reconnect myself to the process of fat loss so that I can stay aware of all the things that are happening when you're going through a transformation for my members. I want to be able to relate to what they're going through. And so every year I do the transformation process because I, on a yearly basis, I wouldn't cut. But I found that if I don't do that process at least once a year, then I kind of feel disconnected from my members when they say like I'm struggling with cravings or I'm having a little bit low energy here or like this is showing up. And I'm like, I don't remember because it's too far for me. So I like to do it on a yearly basis just to reconnect myself to the process. And this year I decided to do a little bit bigger because last year I got really lean when I was living out in Tulum. If you guys seen some of my photos on Instagram, I was absolutely shredded. And when I reverse dieted out of it, I stayed pretty lean to be able to maintain my body, right? Because that's what reverse dieting does. And then I thought to myself, well, if I'm this lean and I do a 16-week cut, like I'll probably drop like 5 pounds, right? It won't be that big of a difference. So what I did is I purposefully tried to become as fluffy as I could so that I could have a really big, fluffy before photo. And so in Tulum, I was 172 pounds. And then when I did the reverse diet, I was probably like 178 pounds. Like I wasn't even at 180. And I started the cut. I think at one point I hit 200 pounds. I just basically did like a big bulk. I went up to 200 pounds. And I started the cut at about 197 pounds, right? I kind of lost 3 pounds just through moving a little bit more throughout the day. So I basically put on a good like 20-ish pounds since my lowest weight in Tulum. Almost 30 pounds is my lowest weight in Tulum because I wanted to have a bigger transformation, right? 200 pounds it's been several years since I've been at that weight. For those of you that don't know, I used to be a bodybuilder and powerlifter. So I was 240 pounds. So 200 pounds was a good reminder as to why I don't sit at that weight because it's really heavy to go up the stairs when I'm doing pull-ups or chin-ups or when I'm running. You can feel the extra weight on you. So anyways, decide to get extra fluffy so that I can see a bigger transformation. We're basically going to be dropping like 17 pounds. I'm trying to go back down to 180 pounds. And I'll be documenting the whole process on my Instagram. So I'll be posting Instagram reels on a weekly basis and showing you guys my graph of what the fat loss looks like because I see too many people worry about daily fluctuation in their weight. My weight fluctuates on a daily basis too, right? And I've been doing it so long that I don't care about my weight fluctuating. All that I care about is that the overall of the graph is heading downwards because that's all that ultimately matters is the graph heading downwards, right? And so daily fluctuations are normal. So I'm sharing you my photos. I try to take one every day when I remember, screenshot of my graph, trying to show you my fitness pal, kind of like my macros and my calories are at, which we're going to dive into in this podcast. And yeah, so that's pretty much what the Fit Vegan Cutting Series is a documentation of that whole process, sharing tips and tricks as to how I deal with when I'm lower in calories and how I bulk up my meals with some vegetables and kind of the recipes that I use, little tricks like fizzy water, eating with smaller utensils, how I do my cardio, and how I'm going to approach this transformation this year is very different than last year because right now I'm obviously living in Los Angeles. I'm not in Tulum. So the weather is similar, but different lifestyle, different environment. So I'm going to implement new things this year that I'm excited to share with you all. And so I want to talk about the mindset going into the transformation because that's a big one that I always like to mentally prepare myself before I go through this process, right? And one of them is to not be attached to the number on the scale because a number on the scale is completely irrelevant. It is simply data to help me make a better decision when it comes to my nutrition and training in my progression. All right. Because the number on the scale, like I tell this to all my members, if I can snap my fingers, give you exactly the body that you want, right? Like just like hot bod, you're on the beach, you're feeling the most confident. You're like, yeah, I'm the fittest person on this beach here. If I'm able to snap my fingers, give you that body, but you're 10 pounds heavier than the number you had on your head, would you be happy? If you wouldn't be happy, then it's not about the body. There's an emotional connection to that number on the scale that needs to be broken down. But for me, if you snap my fingers and you give me 30 pounds heavier, like I don't care. If you snap my fingers, give me the body that I want and I'm 10 pounds lighter, I don't care, as long as I have the body that I want. Right. So going into this mindset, not being attached to the data, and honestly making the process fun. We talked about this on our Mindset Monday call with our members of the tribe yesterday. You need to make the process fun. And the sooner you accept that fitness and nutrition and eating properly and fueling yourself well will be a part of your life for the rest of your life, the more enjoyable it's going to be for you. And then you can start working on those tactics that are going to make this process more enjoyable and more fun for you. Right. So I wanted to not be attached to a number on the scale, make the process fun, enjoy it, and document the whole process. So that was my mindset going into it, is just having fun, trusting the process, not obsessing over the metrics, and just doing the work on a weekly basis like I've always been doing. Right. So that was the mindset going into it, is I'm just going to show up and I'm going to be persistent and I'm going to trust the process, because I've shared this. I have a coach every time I do a cut, because I do not want to take care of my own nutrition, because I'm taking care of the nutrition of hundreds of our members of the Fit Vegan Tribe. And for me, it is harder to make a call on your own nutrition because you can have your emotions attached to it, which is why I just bring on a coach. There's no emotion. Whatever he says and I pay for, I will respect, right? Just like I expect from my members, they make an investment in us. We tell them what to eat. I expect them to eat it and to trust the process, because again, over 350 successful transformations. And so when you bring on a coach, you invest in them, you trust the process, you trust where they're going to bring you, and then good. And I've worked with this coach in the past, and that's how I got super lean into him last year. So, hey, whatever he says, I'm just going to do. I'm not even going to overthink it. I'm not going to doubt it. If I read something somewhere that says something otherwise, I don't care. I'm just going to respect what he says. And then if it doesn't work, then that's his fault, because I did everything I could on my end, but I know it's going to work because I worked with him before. And the same thing with our members. They know it works because they've seen the transformations with us. So that's a mindset going into it, having fun and just making the most out of it. Right. And yeah, I think the difference is, I'm just doing it for fun. All right. I'm really happy with the way my body looks right now at 197. I would maybe get a bit lighter because it is heavier when I'm doing exercise like pull-ups and running. I do feel the difference on my knees from having that additional 20 pounds. So I'd probably lose weight for that reason, but not from like a body reason. So the starting point, like I mentioned, 197 pounds is the starting point. My body fat percentage, I would say maybe at like a 13%. The scale is not the most accurate, but it's telling me around like 13% body fat for the scale. Still see a little bit of outline of abs, which is great. So that's the starting point. My maintenance calorie was 3,100 calories, and I was doing 5 strength trainings a week. That was before starting the cut. And so last week when we started the cut, we went down to, I believe, 2,700 calories. So 155 grams of protein, 2,700 calories, and 0 cardio for the first week, just sticking to the 5 strength trainings a week. And we lost 0.5 pounds, which I'm really excited about. I don't get excited about big weeks of fat loss, because if we lose a lot of weight in a week, it means that it's potentially muscle. And I don't want to lose muscle, because the more you retain muscle and burn fat, the better your shift in body composition is going to be, right? If you think of people that look super fit, lean, and toned, they have incredible body composition. So the composition of muscle and fat on their body is higher muscle, lower fat. So in order to have a better shift in body composition, you can't just decrease fat. You need to also build and retain muscle so that you have more muscle than fat. And if you have a lot of weight drop on a weekly basis, then it means you're potentially sacrificing some of that hard-earned muscle that you've been working towards, and it's going to make your body composition terrible. So before I jump into like the protocol, I want to share, if we all know someone that like runs a lot, that eats healthy, but their body they just look like a mushy potato. Like they just look soft all the time, even though they're really active, they're eating extremely healthy, but their body just looks soft. They don't look fit, or they don't look toned and lean. And then you have people that like barely do any cardio, that lift strength, and then that do strength training, and that eat a ton of food and then look really strong and lean and toned. They look firm, right? The difference is one is strength training, one isn't, and one is focusing on protein and one isn't, right? I see too many members come into the program that they're eating healthy, whole food, plant-based, and they're doing cardio, they're doing HIIT classes, but they're not losing weight and their body composition is terrible, right? And they come to me and they're like, hey, I want to improve my body composition, but I feel like I'm doing everything right. It's like, you kind of are, right? You're watching your nutrition, you're being physically active, but now there needs to be a bit more intention into your training, a bit more intention into your nutrition. We're going to put a bigger emphasis on the protein component on the nutrition side, right? We're going to tweak around with your calories. And on the training side, it's great that you're active. We'll just change the level of activity that you're doing to promote you building muscle and burning fat. HIIT classes and cardio are great in terms of being active in overall health, unless you abuse HIIT training, because it's really hard on your body. But they're great in you being active, but they're not the most ideal exercise when it comes to you improving your body composition. Strength training is. And at a minimum 3 times a week, I like to do 5 because I found that this is what I like to do. 4 strength trainings a week, I kind of miss the gym. I'm kind of like, I wish I would go one more time. And I tried 6, and 6, I'm like, I'm just too tired. My body's exhausted. So 5 is that sweet number for me that I like to go to the gym for. So that's the reason why I'm doing 5. There's no other specific reason besides that I just like to go to the gym. And 5 is the amount where I don't feel completely exhausted on my day-to-day life, and where I'm not going not enough where I feel like I'm missing the gym, because I really love the gym. So let's jump into the protocol. So the protocol of what are the things that I'm going to be doing basically over the course of the next 16 weeks. We might extend it to 20. We'll see how I feel. But one of them is we're going to take cold showers every single day. If you're a member of the Fit Vegan Tribe, I talk about this often. The benefits of cold showers are tremendous in terms of your health, reducing inflammation, improving your skin, increasing collagen in your body. The reason I like to do it is for the mental resilience aspect, right? I like to do hard things because it makes me mentally stronger. So there's 2 components to cold showers: stepping into something uncomfortable, which is you stepping into the cold water. And then the second is sitting in something uncomfortable and breathing through it, which is you staying in a cold shower when your body wants to get up. That's why I love cold showers. I take them every single morning. The other one is meditation on a daily basis. I've been meditating every single day for probably the past 5 years. So keeping cold shower and meditation, which I've been doing for the past 5 years, are a huge part of my morning routine that allow me to just crush every single day, even when I don't feel like it. The third one is just, that's an own personal one, but just reading about like 1 book a month, whether that's Audible, whether that's paper book. I just like to keep educating myself. And so I included that in the protocol because it is a part of me bettering myself. And that's what this whole transformation is about. The other part is doing 10,000 steps per day. I have my Oura ring on my finger that I like to use to track my steps. I used to wear Whoop. I just got tired of having something on both of my wrists with like my watch and the Whoop bracelet. Right now I don't, because I had a new tattoo on my wrist. So I can't wear my watch. But I like having a watch. I like not having something on the other wrist. So the Oura ring has been a great alternative to help me track my steps, my sleep, my exercise, my activity. And then I can write it. I can use it when I'm mountain biking or working out. So it's great. And then the 2 other ones is to continue doing at least 4 hours of deep work per day. If you guys don't know, deep work is uninterrupted work on a project that you are passionate about and that you want to move forward. So for me, it's obviously growing our coaching company and that being able to impact the lives of more women, of helping more people go vegan and experience what it's like to thrive on a whole food plant-based lifestyle, and to ultimately help disease-proof the world, to help greatly reduce the risk of cancer, diabetes, heart disease, and all of these through plant-based nutrition. And obviously starting a few other companies in that same space. And so just pursuing the mission of impacting the world with plant-based nutrition is what I use my deep work for. And the other one, and the last one of the protocol, is to just have fun with it and enjoy the process, right? So just enjoying prepping my food, enjoying going to the gym, enjoying improving myself, going to sleep, stretching, and doing all of that. We talked a little bit about this yesterday in our call with the Fit Vegan Tribe, but you need to make the process enjoyable, because training and being physically active and fueling your body properly will be a part of your life for the rest of your life if you want to live for a long period of time. If you don't want to live for a long period of time, then just don't work out and eat shit food, right? But ultimately, the majority of you want to live for a long, healthy life. If you're going to have kids and partners, you want to be able to see them grow, and you want to be able to experience multiple life experiences with them. And in order to do that, you need to be healthy and physically fit, right? You don't want your body to be a limitation to your life when you're like 56 years old, 50 or 60 years old. It doesn't make sense, right? We have members that are over 60 in the program just crushing it. And those people inspire me because that's where I want to be when I'm 60, 70 years old. All right. So having fun with it. So how do you make meal prep fun? Whatever it may be for you. For me personally, either I'll put like a YouTube video about something, a topic that I want to learn, or I'll just blast some music in the kitchen or with my headphones, and I'll just kind of like listen to some good music and cook some food. When I'm working out, I just absolutely love working out. It's like my safe space. So for me, some good music is super important, and I'll just go to town and then just focus on improving my body. So I'm trying to have fun with that, and then including more things that are fun that are outside of the gym. So I just recently got a mountain bike, and there's a lot of beautiful trails around where I live in LA. So going trail riding, going shooting some basketball, running from time to time. I don't enjoy running that much, but when it's a really beautiful day and I can go for a little jog, going for a jog. So including things that I like doing in order to move my body, because it doesn't, you don't have to, if you don't like running, don't run. If you don't like biking, don't bike. Do cardio activities that you enjoy. And yeah, just making the whole process fun, right? For those of you guys that hate cardio, I just want to put a different perspective on that. In cardio is, don't do it for cardio for the sake of like burning calories, which at one point we'll use in your fat loss transformation. But I want you to see it as a way to strengthen your heart, right? You can have the leanest stomach you want, the firmest butt you want, the biggest bicep you want. But if your heart's not good, you're still going to die, right? Doesn't matter how fit you are. If your heart's not fit, you're still going to die. And I know so many people that look great. They climb up the stairs and they're out of breath, right? Like, the strength of your heart has nothing to do with the outside of your body. So you need to train your heart for it to be strong, to keep pumping vitamins and nutrients and taking care of your body. So make sure you're doing cardiovascular exercise for the sake of having a strong heart, because that, if that thing gives out, you're done. You can live with smaller biceps and a less than toned stomach, but you can't live without a heart, right? So make sure you're training your heart. So that's basically a little update on the Fit Vegan Cutting series. Again, we're in the second week right now. The only adjustment that we made is we kept the same amount of calories, 155 grams of protein, 2,700 calories, but we added 45 minutes of cardio, which I ended up doing like an hour when I was trail riding yesterday because it was so fun, right? That's the thing. Like, cardio goes by so quick when you're having fun with it. And yeah, so 45 minutes of cardio for this week, which I already went over. So we're just going to relax for the rest of the week, go shoot some hoops, do things that are a bit lower activity. And I'll be sure to film an update, maybe not every week for the podcast, but maybe like every month or so to give a little update on the transformation. But I do want to preface that I don't expect my body to change that much within the first month, right? I'm always compliant with my calories and my workout and everything. But for when you start a transformation, the first month is always the slowest one in terms of seeing results. Maybe it's the fastest one in terms of seeing progress on the scale or on your fat loss graph. But in terms of your body changing, it's the first one is always the slowest month. So the leaner you get, the more you see changes. So when you start off, if you have 20 pounds to lose and you lose 3 pounds, your body won't look that much different, right? But when you're really lean and you lose 3 pounds, your body will look drastically different because there's a lot less fat on your body. So keep that in mind. When you start your transformation, a graph loses a lot faster and then slows down as you get leaner, but it's the opposite for your body. Your body, you don't see much changes. And then the leaner you get, the more you see changes in your body, right? So keep that in mind for your own transformation. And so guys, I want to say a big thank you for listening to this podcast episode. If it was beneficial to you or you want to jump on the Fit Vegan Cutting series, or if you have any questions, always feel free to reach out. The link to my Instagram is down below. And if you're interested in coaching and you going through your own transformation and learning how to properly fuel yourself on a high carb, plant-based lifestyle, and you want to lose 20 pounds in the next 90 days and get ready for summer, then there's a link down below that you can click on. You get more information about the program and how we work, or you can just send me a private message on Instagram. I'd love to have a conversation with you as to what your goals are, what would need to happen in order for you to get there. And I'll share a little bit more about how we've structured the program to allow you to be successful and make that process as smooth, as easy as possible for you. All right. So guys, thank you very much for watching this podcast episode. I hope you all have an amazing day, and be sure to stay tuned for the upcoming episodes. We're putting out 2 podcasts per week.